My grandfather willed me his $3,500,000 estate. The parents who abandoned me at 18 arrived at the will reading. Can you imagine being told you're worth nothing your whole life, then suddenly inheriting millions, only to have the very people who abandoned you show up like vultures, convinced they're entitled to it all? What happened next wasn't just a fight for money, it was a battle for my very soul, and it taught me that some betrayals cut deeper than any fortune. My name is Oliver, and I'm 27. 10 years ago, if you told me I'd inherit my grandfather's entire $3.5 million estate, I would have just laughed. Back then, I didn't even know if I'd make it through the week, let alone to a point where I'd be sitting in a lawyer's office, my estranged parents staring at me like I was their next meal. The irony? These were the same parents who, on my 18th birthday, threw me out with nothing but a backpack and told me I wasn't their problem anymore. Yet, here they were, acting as if a decade of silence and struggle had never happened. Growing up, my family was complicated. We weren't poor. My dad was a regional manager, my mom a part-time teacher who thought she ran the neighborhood. But to them, appearances were everything. My older sister, Claire, was the golden child, straight A's, cheerleader, never a speck of trouble. She could do no wrong. Me? I was the disappointment. I wasn't rebellious, not really. I just didn't fit their perfect mold. I liked art more than football, books more than cars, and I had this stubborn streak that made me question things they expected me to just accept. That, to them, was unforgivable. The cracks really started showing when I was a teenager. Money wasn't just money, it was a weapon. Claire got a brand new car for her 17th birthday. I was told to be grateful for hand-me-downs. She got her college tuition fully covered. I was told if I wanted to go, I'd better figure it out myself. When I dared to ask why things weren't equal, I got lectures about being a man and earning my place. My mom would roll her eyes and sigh, Oliver, you've always been too sensitive. You expect the world to hand you things. My dad would mutter about how I'd never make it without them. I'll never forget one night at dinner when my father leaned across the table, looked me dead in the eye, and said, if you're still under our roof by 18, you're a failure. I laughed then, because what else could I do? But inside, I was absolutely crushed. When my 18th birthday finally came, they didn't just kick me out, they staged it like a performance. They sat me down, told me they were cutting me off financially, and declared, it's time for you to learn the value of hard work. No money, no support, not even a safety net. I walked out of that house with a backpack, 2 changes of clothes, and a part-time job that barely paid for groceries. That night, I slept in the backseat of my car. Meanwhile, Claire was posting Instagram photos from her sorority house, beaming with a shiny new MacBook and a credit card from Dad. The only person who didn't abandon me was my grandfather. He was my dad's father, and he was always different. Where my parents saw weakness, he saw potential. Where they mocked me for being quiet, he'd say, Oliver, that's because you think before you speak. He didn't care that I wasn't the athlete or the golden child. He saw me. He'd invite me over for weekends, feed me, let me crash on his couch when things got really bad. I never told him the full extent of what my parents had done, but he wasn't stupid. He saw the tension. He saw how I flinched when my dad's name came up. Over the watch full story, the link attached below.